You may have heard about it from somewhere online. There is an asteroid named Apophis that will pass close to Earth in 2029. And there are these warnings that this asteroid will trigger all of Earth's volcanoes and destroy everything. But how much truth is there to these claims? Will this asteroid really cause such massive destruction? Well, let's take a look at it. Apophis is one of the most studied asteroids out there because it will come very close to Earth. So we have a pretty good idea about its composition. It's about 370 meters wide and might be made mostly of rock and metal. Astronomers believe it's around 4 billion years old and was once a piece of a larger body that broke apart after colliding with another space rock. Its name comes from the Egyptian god of chaos and evil, fitting for an object that has captured so much attention through media hype. This asteroid had a close encounter with our planet back in 2029. But thankfully, unlike some predictions suggested, it didn't hit us. If it did, it would have been devastating. NASA believes that if the impact happened near a big city, entire cities would have been wiped out. The energy released would have been about 10 times higher than the atomic bomb dropped on Hiroshima. That's why it's important to know about near-Earth asteroids. We want to make sure that we don't get hit by them. But Apophis won't just disappear from our skies. It'll be passing Earth again in 2029, and it'll be even closer than before. Apophis will reach within 31,000 kilometers of Earth, which is closer than most geostationary satellites. It's still far enough away not to pose any kind of threat to our planet. But that hasn't stopped people from saying that this asteroid will bring destruction upon us. Is this possible? Before we get into that, remember to give this video a thumbs up for more videos about space. Scientists who study asteroids say that these recent claims are not true. Apophis won't destroy our world even though it's coming closer than some satellites. For example, if it were to pass between the Earth and the Moon, tidal forces would pull it down into the atmosphere where it would burn up. Thankfully, that's not going to happen anytime soon. In fact, the asteroid won't even pass Earth. It'll be orbiting the Sun while Earth moves beneath it. Apophis will only appear to move in front of the Sun. Because of this, there won't be any gravitational force between the two objects. The closest it'll get to Earth is on April 13, 2029, when it'll be 31,000 kilometers away. That's 13 times the distance between the Earth and the Moon. At this distance, the asteroid won't affect Earth at all. So what are these claims about the end of the world based on? Why do some people think that Apophis will destroy our world? Well, they say that this asteroid could trigger Earth's volcanoes, which would lead to the end of our world. Some go even further and say that Apophis could destabilize the planet's tectonic plates, causing it to break apart. Could this be true? Well, let's start with the volcanoes. Currently, there are around 1,500 active volcanoes on Earth. They emit gases and heat from deep inside the planet. This happens because Earth's core is extremely hot. It's estimated to be between 5,000 and 6,000 degrees Celsius. That's hotter than the surface of the sun. This temperature is maintained thanks to radioactive elements deep inside Earth's core. They decay over time, releasing energy. Thanks to this, our planet is a bit warmer than expected, which is good because otherwise we would have turned into a popsicle long ago. The thing is, this heat doesn't just stay inside the core. It's transferred to the mantle, which is the layer between the crust and the core. As the heat rises, it makes the rocks less dense, allowing them to float up. These rocks are called magma. As they reach the crust, they can push their way through cracks, or they can find weaknesses in the crust and slip under it. When they do this, they can form volcanoes. Of course, this process happens over millions of years. But aside from this internal heat, volcanoes can also be triggered by external events. If a large meteor strikes Earth, it could trigger a volcanic eruption. The impact releases a lot of energy, which could travel through the planet and reach the mantle. There, it could cause convection currents. Remember those less dense blobs of rock moving upwards? Well, the asteroid impact could mess with these currents, possibly forcing magma to the surface. Scientists have found evidence of this happening in the past. In the Chicxulub crater, which was formed by the asteroid that killed the dinosaurs, researchers found rocks from the impact mixed with volcanic ash. This means that the impact triggered an enormous volcanic eruption. However, Apophis is not going to cause anything like this. Yes, it's going to be pretty close to Earth, but it won't orbit our planet. So there won't be any gravitational force between it and Earth. For something like this to happen, Apophis would need to enter Earth's atmosphere. Even if it did, it wouldn't be large enough to cause major changes in our planet's mantle. It's estimated that the asteroid is around 100 million miles wide, which is 0.0018 kilometers. To put it simply, it's too small to do any damage to Earth. The asteroid that hit the dinosaurs was around 10 kilometers wide. So the difference is huge. Even if Apophis entered the atmosphere and smashed into Earth, it would still cause problems. A new study suggests that a large asteroid impact could trigger earthquakes with magnitudes higher than 9. But again, this won't happen because Apophis is not going to enter the atmosphere. It'll just pass by. What about the claim that Apophis could destabilize Earth's tectonic plates? Well, scientists have done studies to see if something like this was possible. The thing is, the asteroid would need to be at least 10 times the mass of Earth to cause something like this. That's about 2 trillion kilometers wide. It's just not going to happen. Now, if the asteroid were to smash into Earth, then yes, there would be some serious consequences. The dust thrown into the atmosphere would block sunlight and cause global cooling. Plants would die, animals would starve, and humans would likely follow them down the drain. But Apophis won't be doing any of that. It'll just pass by Earth. And even if it did hit us, it would only be about 10 times the size of the Hiroshima atomic bomb. It wouldn't be the end of the world. Now, if we were to get hit by an asteroid the size of the one that killed the dinosaurs, then yes, we would be in trouble. In that case, there would be no life on Earth as we know it. Luckily, Apophis is not that big. There are currently many space agencies looking at asteroids that could potentially hit Earth. Most of them are much larger than Apophis. For example, there's 290,105, which is nicknamed the World Killer. It's about 1 kilometer wide and could cause real damage if it hit us. Then there's the asteroid that killed the dinosaurs. It was probably around 10 kilometers wide. If you thought Apophis was scary, well, these other asteroids are definitely scarier. While Apophis will be passing by Earth in 2029, these others are millions of kilometers away from our planet. Apophis isn't dangerous. In fact, it's a great opportunity for scientists to learn more about asteroids. Thanks to it passing close to Earth, we can test our equipment and prepare ourselves in case a real threat shows up. In the future, we want to be ready to stop an asteroid that could destroy our planet. And it's not impossible. One day, we might be able to deflect asteroids away from Earth. So, while Apophis won't be bringing the end of the world, it will help us prepare for potential future threats. At the moment, there aren't any known asteroids that could hit Earth in the next 100 years. But we keep on searching just in case. After all, an asteroid that's 100 million kilometers wide could show up tomorrow. We just never know. If you enjoyed this video, check out the next one. See you there!